Hello there. Couple of minutes away from kickoff. Oh, we got no Tyreek Stevenson today, no Kyler Gordon today, no Roshan Johnson today, which I mean, he hasn't been doing much anyways. No Cole Kmet today. Bears are down several guys. Their secondary is extremely depleted. So we are awfully lucky that there is no Lamar Jackson today, that's for sure. Uh, Ravens still have their fair share of health issues, of course, but I don't know. I guess this is going to be a fairly evenly matched game with the amount of players out today. So good luck to both. Well, no good, not good luck to the Ravens. Good luck to the Bears. Hopefully, our offense looks good against their depleted defense. We do have all the starting running backs and receivers. The only skill position player missing today is Cole Kmet, as I just mentioned. Um, Sad to see, but maybe that'll give us a few more looks at Colston Loveland today. Tight end still more or less non-existent in this Bears offense to begin the year. But we will be getting a dose of Tyler Huntley today as the Ravens have decided that they've seen enough of Cooper Rush so far. He's made, what, 2 starts in Lamar's stead. It's not looked very pretty. Of course, we've seen our old buddy Roquan Smith. He is returning to duty today. Beyond that, no other surprises here, so we're just getting ready for the opening kick. See, usually get tweets about who wins these tosses and whatnot here. Following. Nope, no info on that yet. So just waiting for the first opening kick here. And we will get you guys some timestamps and get ready with this, get going with this game. Welcome in, welcome in. Please like, subscribe, share. And join me for the afternoon's entertainment. Decided to come in a little less caffeinated than I did last week. I could not speak to save my life last week. I was just tripping all over myself. It was a little crazy. There was some fast-paced action though, so who knows? Maybe the caffeine helped me keep up with it. All right, whatever the toss was, the Bears are receiving. Devin Duvernay is lined up deep to receive the kick. And we're about to get this one underway. The kicker for the Ravens is number 33, Tyler Loop. He has this one up in the air, and we are ready to go. That will be fielded around the 8-yard line by Duvernay. He's got a seam up the middle, and he is going to be brought down right around the 35, where there will be a flag on this opening kickoff. And we already have an injured Bear, it would appear, on the field. Bears can ill afford any kind of injuries. We have a holding penalty against the Bears right out of the gate on special teams. That will be called on Josh Blackwell, who I believe will be seeing on the defense quite a bit today, as he is one of the cornerbacks who will be playing in the stead of missing Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, and company. Dominique Robinson walking off the field. A little shaken up. Looked like he might have had his ankle rolled up on. Doesn't appear to be too worse for the wear. So the Bears, after the penalty, will be starting at their own 22-yard line. Starting offense more or less intact, with the exception of Cole Kmet. DeAndre Swift was questionable. He is out there to start this game. Caleb under center, turns, fakes the handoff to DeAndre Swift. He's got a little pitch out. That's to Colston Loveland, who's going to have a first down and more up to the 40-yard line while he will be pushed out of bounds. 14:47 left to go in this game. 14:45, 44, 43 as the clock had stopped momentarily there. But the Bears with a first down on first down to start this game. And one of my favorite things to see are first downs on first down. And of course, I had mentioned we weren't seeing these tight ends. So first play goes to the rookie. All right, Caleb in the shotgun turns, hands it off, and that looks like that is Kyle Monungai. Yes, that is correct. Who's going to go for no gain on this first down carry? For 14:10, 14:09, 14:08 left to go in this first quarter. Maybe I should have been a little more caffeinated. All right. Bears running game, yes, has been absolutely excellent since the bye week. Hoping to continue that today as well. All right, Caleb under center is second down and 9. They're crediting him with a yard on that Monungai carry on first down. Caleb turns, fakes the handoff. He's got plenty of time to survey, throws it over the middle, and that's going to be complete to his man Roma Dunze, who he has built significant trust in over the first year and a half that they have been playing together. Of course, drafted in the same first round together. Nice ball, hits a Dunze perfectly in stride, gets brought down, but at another Bears first down, and already moving the ball fairly well on this opening drive. Trying to see where the ball is placed at. Cannot tell. The camera work is really terrible at the moment. First down carry is going to go for about 3 yards right out to the 50-yard line. That is DeAndre Swift on the first down carry. 13:03, 13:02, 13:01 left to go in this first quarter. CBS camera crews love to use the field cams right up until the snap, and it makes it awfully difficult to see what's going on pre-snap or that they're even at the line already. Bears offense moving pretty quick here. Caleb already at the line with only 17 seconds left to go on the play clock. Caleb under center. He's got tight ends to either side. Pointing out the coverage. Takes a snap, turns, hands it off. That's going to be DeAndre Swift up the middle, gets a first down, and he is going to have about 14 yards on that first down carry and will be brought down just inside the 30. Looks to be about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 12:22 left to go in this first quarter. DeAndre Swift running with much more purpose, hitting the intended holes since the bye. Just this run offense is just really looking so much better ever since the off week. All right, Caleb under center turns. He fakes the pitch out to Swift, and he's going to roll right, throws to his right, and that is going to be once again Roma Dunze, who will be brought down after picking up another first down. Bears moving the ball very well on this opening drive. 11:47 left to go in this first quarter. Roma Dunze with a little crossing route gets over the field, and he gets just it's a perfect throw and catch. Caleb starting out with a very nice drive this week after what was a very rough performance last week. 11:27, 11:26, 11:25. Caleb in the shotgun. Now he's moving under center after appearing to change the play. Sends a man in motion, turns, hands it off to DeAndre Swift, who takes it up the right side and easily has another 8 yards on that first down carry. Looks like the ref's going to mark him down after about a gain of 7. 11:07, 11:06, 11:05 left to go in this first quarter. Fast-paced action to open it up. Bears keeping the tempo fast pace, and was definitely one of the things that I thought that they would need to do to get ahead early here is to try to take the crowd out of it by getting going early here, and that is exactly what they are doing. Ball already down at the Baltimore, just inside the Baltimore 10-yard line. Caleb under center, sends a man in motion, turns, hands it off, fakes the handoff to DeAndre, rolling out to his left this time. He's going to hang on to it and get the first down with his feet. very close to the first down. He did start to go down just before the sticks. Let's see where the ref marks it. It may be 3rd and inches. A lot of talk this week about the coaching staff allowing Caleb to run for it. It looks like they may mark him 3rd and inches here. That is, well, they're going to mark him 3rd and 1 here. Caleb in the shotgun, Swift lined up next to him. And there's a flag on the play. They're going to call a false start on the Bears. That's going to back them up to 3rd and 6. 10 minutes left in this first quarter. The false start called on the rookie tight end, Colston Loveland. Of course, he's getting his first start as the number 1 tight end today. Bears' second most false starts in the NFL. Not a huge surprise. They have definitely been drive killers for them so far this year. Bears getting down inside the 10-yard line and now causing them to have to back up. 3rd and 6 incoming. Caleb in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left. He's looking over. He's got plenty of time to throw. Now he's going to have to roll out to his right. Plenty of room. He throws it. He's got a first down. That is going to be his man, Rome Odunze, once again, who has the ball just inside the 7-yard line. And it will be 1st and goal for the Bears. Excellent job by Caleb keeping the play alive, rolling out to his right, and finding the open man. That was another issue. Ooh. Odunze definitely took a shot to the face just before getting wide open, essentially, for that throw. The route totally disrupted by the Baltimore secondary there, but ultimately following up on the scramble rules, and Rome Odunze has been targeted 3 times, got 3 catches for 36 yards. Caleb under center, ball at the 6-yard line, turns, hands it off to DeAndre Swift, who's going to take it over the middle, and that will be a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd and goal incoming from the 3-yard line. 8:42, 8:41, 8:40, 8:39 left to go in this first quarter. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. Bears driving on their opening drive. Action moving along fairly quickly. Bears trying to keep it up tempo. Getting to the line with at least 15 seconds every time. Caleb in the shotgun. He's got Monungai lined up next to him now. 2 wideouts in there, 2 tight ends in there. Turns, hands it off to Monungai. He's going to be met in the backfield, tries to make something out of nothing, and that's going to go for about a 2-yard loss on that 2nd down and goal play, bringing up 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. 8:03, 8:02, 8:01 left to go in this first quarter. That play really had no shot from the get-go. I think the Ravens definitely had that one sniffed out. About 4 Ravens in there on the tackle, and then Roquan Smith went and dove in there for good measure at the end. Good old Roquan. 3rd and goal, 7:40, 7:39, 7:38. Caleb in the shotgun. He's got 3 wideouts in there. He's got Loveland in motion. Takes the snap, looking right. He's going to get chased out of the pocket and brought down, and the Bears are going to have to settle for a field goal on this opening drive. 7:19, 7:18, 7:17 left to go in this first quarter. Pressure came from the backside. Caleb really didn't sense it at any point. And that was, well, it's, of course, one of their top players, and I don't have him. There it is, Mike Green in on the sack there. One of the first names I got written down. I couldn't find it. That's hilarious. Cairo Santos lined up for the field goal. Snap, spot. The kick is through, and the Bears will take the early lead, 3-0, with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Another Bears drive stalling out with penalties and then miscommunication. He had Caleb take a sack. Man, it was rolling for the first few plays, and then the false start, as always, holds them up. So Bears take the early lead, 3-0 in Baltimore. Let's hope they can build on that drive the next time they have the ball. But Baltimore will be taking possession when we come back from the commercial. So welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. It would be greatly appreciated, as it does help out the channel. And I thank you for joining me, and I will be here for the rest of today's game and for all the Bears games this year. and even a few more. I did not do any other games this week. I'm contemplating streaming during a Packer game this evening, but that may be a dangerous game to play this afternoon or this evening. I did go and upset Packers TikTok during the week. Went and told them that I did not trust Jordan Love in big moments, which I believe is a fair statement to make. It's not like I think the guy sucks as a quarterback, because that is not true. He's been playing very well this year. But man, there's been a couple of times. The end of the Cleveland game, throws a big pick. The end of the Dallas game. I mean, almost left him with no time to even kick the field goal. Jerry Jones definitely fired that clock operator at the end of that one. He opened up the Cincinnati game with a terrible interception. So I'm just saying, Jordan Love has those moments where you just want to bang your head against the wall. And I know what that feels like as a Bears fan. Trust me. Watch it every week with Caleb. He has more of those moments, unfortunately, but he's still young. Jordan's in what, year 5? Caleb's still in year 2. So, or is that wrong? Is Jordan in year 6, 5 or 6? I don't know. When did they draft that guy? Live chat, you can tell me. And go ahead and feel free to interact with me in the live chat. More than happy to do that with you guys. Try to keep that open here. Well, I do keep it open. Just don't always notice it right away. But definitely keep it in the back of my mind. Try and take a peek at it every now and then. All right, we are back at M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. Bears were just in Landover, Maryland a couple of weeks ago, playing the Washington Commanders. So maybe the Bears can make their record 2-0 in Maryland this year. All right, the kick is up and away from Cairo Santos, and that will be taken in around the 5-yard line. Easily returnable, and however, you will be met at the 27-yard line. It looked like the ball might have come out for a moment, but that will be Baltimore's ball to start out. Jeez, let's be able to talk here, Joe. Tyler Huntley ready to take over this Baltimore offense. We, of course, have seen him take over for Lamar Jackson in the past. I believe this is his second stint now with the Ravens. I do believe he was away from the team for a year or two. His last start was with Miami in 2024. All right, Huntley in the shotgun turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry, who's going to take it up the left side. He'd be met by a group of Bears. He's going to be brought down after about a 4-yard gain on first down. 6:34, 6:33, 6:32, and left on the clock in the first quarter. Second down and 6 incoming. Trying to say two things at once here. Boy, maybe I should have just fucking drank a whole bunch of coffee again. That's what I did last week. I was uber caffeinated for last week's game. I decided not to go that route this week. All right, 6:12, 6:11, 6:10 left to go in this first quarter. Huntley is in the under center. Turns, fakes the handoff to Henry. He's rolling out to his right. He's under pressure, and he is going to be brought down for the sack. And that is Montez Sweat, who was going for the ball once again. Almost had the strip sack. That would have been wonderful to start out this game. But that will bring up third down. 5:50 left to go in this first quarter. Montez Sweat not fooled by the play fake, and he was going for that football. Ooh, that was dangerous. Had Huntley's knee not hit the deck almost immediately, that ball probably would have ended up Bears. All right. Third down and 9 for these Ravens. Ball is at the 29-yard line. Huntley in the shotgun. Sends Zay Flowers in motion. He takes a snap, looking left. He throws it out to Flowers, who's going to try to make a man miss, but is unable to, and that will bring up fourth down and about 3 yards as he's forced out of bounds. 5:09, 5:08, 5:07 left to go in this first quarter. Just a short little out route, trying to make the man work for the sticks there. Unable to get past, who was that? Nashawn Wright, as well as Tremaine Edmonds out there on the stop. Excellent job, gentlemen. Let's see what I can't imagine Baltimore would want to go for it this deep in their territory. They do have the punt unit on the field. Kick is up and away. It will be fielded at the 10-yard line and returned for about 5 yards by Devin Duvernay, who will be taken out of bounds with 4:34 left to go in this first quarter. And the Bears will begin their second drive. Caleb Williams tried to complete the job this time around. No false start penalties, no offensive penalties whatsoever, gentlemen. That is what's been killing offensive drives more than anything is the penalties. Less than anything or more than any defense has been harming you has been your own penalties. However, so far, so good for the boys in our blue and orange out in Baltimore. Teams should be more or less evenly matched due to all the injuries on both squads. Obviously, Lamar Jackson out today. Several Bears players, including Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon, out. Cole Kmet out on the offensive side on the ball. Grady Jarrett is active today. It'd be interesting to see. I didn't notice him really on that first series. He is a very large man, so he is kind of hard to miss. Um, but he has not been healthy for the majority of this season so far. Be nice to see him in there to help stuff up that line against Derrick Henry. But so far, so good. Let's see if we got any Twitter info here to help augment our viewing experience. Always like to follow the beat reporters, the sideline reporters. So Dominique Robinson appears to be okay. That's all we really have for the moment. So that's good news. Definitely don't need to have any more injuries on this team right now. But yeah, contemplating that Packers Steelers matchup tonight. I hate the idea of having to cheer for Aaron Rodgers. Um, I I can't bring myself to do it. I would never cheer for the Packers, but I'm just going to pretend Aaron Rodgers isn't on the field. He's going to be quarterback X, in my opinion, and I'm going to ask him to just hand it off every down. But we need those Packers to suffer a loss, especially if we lose today. But man, if we win and Packers lose today, this division's looking entirely different than it did a couple weeks ago. All right, Caleb under center, 1st and 10, 4:34 left to go in this first quarter. He's got two tight ends in there. They are now in the I formation. Caleb turns, hands it off. That's Kyle Monungai with the carry. He takes it up to the right side, and he's going to have a first down and more for about 16 yards after the carry, and that will bring up another Bears first down. Bears getting first down on first down. Once again, one of my favorite things to see. And they are doing it when they are deep in their own field. But once the field bunches up on them, once they get into the red zone, things definitely get more difficult for them. All right, ball. Tough to see. There it is at the 32. Caleb takes a shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, is looking over to the right side, and he's just going to throw this one away as he was under pressure pretty much from the get-go. 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter. 2nd down and 10 incoming. Ball at the Chicago 32-yard line. Bears have definitely been running some tempo to start this game. That was the first mistake, I guess, throwing the ball Caleb's made so far. All right, Caleb takes a snap from under center, fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle, and that is going to be complete to Zacchaeus for about a 5-yard gain. 3rd down and 5 will be incoming. 3:48, 3:47, 3:46 left to go in this first quarter. They're going to call that a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6 incoming. Bears still running tempo, already at the line with our 20 seconds left to go on the play clock. Caleb in the shotgun takes the snap, drops back, plenty of time to throw, throws it over the middle, high for his man who was Roma Dunze, but there is a flag in the secondary, and we will certainly check that. Looks like we have an illegal contact penalty, and that's going to give the Bears an automatic first down. That is number 2, Nate Wiggins, the defensive back, the cornerback. Definitely had his hands on a Dunze before the ball got there. Ball was a little hot, but it doesn't matter. It's a flag and a Bears first down. Bears need one or two of those to go their way, as they are, as we discussed on the first drive, they have the most false start penalties of any team, or second most, I believe, of any team. Bears do have 7 first downs to the Ravens 0. Caleb under center, 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts, running back behind him. Turns, fakes the handoff to Manungai. Surveys, throws it to the right side. He's got his man Roma Dunze for another 18-yard gain, and that is going to be a Bears first down into Ravens territory. Tell you, Caleb is definitely, when he's throwing the ball, the balls have been on point. The one incompletion was a throwaway. And he is hitting Odunze right on the money there. Excellent job. First and 10. Ball is at the 38 of Baltimore. Caleb in the shotgun. Odunze in motion. He's got 2 wideouts to the left. Takes a shotgun snap. Throws it out quick to Zacchaeus on the left side, who's going to have, he had a short gain and really turns nothing into something. Maybe have about 4 yards on the bubble screen. DJ Moore out there blocking for him. DJ Moore been a monster blocker so far this year. If that's one thing, I mean, he hasn't been getting the targets, but man, has he been laying the wood as far as the his blocking is concerned. They're going to call that a 3-yard gain for Zacchaeus on that first down bubble screen. 2nd and 7 incoming. 2:08, 2:07, 2:06 left to go in his first quarter. Caleb under center. He sends a man in motion. Turns, fakes, or he does hand it off to Manungai, who's going to be met in the backfield, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss on the second down carry. 3rd down and 8 incoming. 152, 151, 150 left to go in this first quarter. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, as it does help out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Caleb Williams, longest average time to throw in a season since 2016. Well, he's like 3rd longest. All right. Caleb takes the quick snap, throws it out to DJ Moore on the right side, who's going to make a man miss and get the first down on the bubble screen to the opposite side of the field. Didn't see the block. Looked like Roma Dunze out there doing some blocking for DJ Moore this time. But yeah, quick snap, quick throw, got it out there. Had Zacchaeus and a Dunze out there making a convoy, just enough for DJ Moore to be able to turn that corner and get the first down. Bears receivers are blockers, I tell you. They love to block. You never really seen that in the past out of Bears receivers. All right, Caleb in the shotgun. Quick handoff to that's going to be to DJ Moore out of the backfield, and he's going to have a gain of about 3 on that first down carry. Not a big fan of DJ Moore taking those handoffs, but at least it wasn't between the tackles. It was more off right tackle there. DJ Moore taking a breather on the sideline now. He spent some time in the hospital immediately after the game last week. Hopefully he's all right. Chicago's run 20 plays to Baltimore's 3. Time of possession 11:56 to 2:16. Caleb takes a shotgun snap, turns, fakes the handoff, has to get rid of it because he is under pressure. And hopefully they will agree that Colston Loveland was out there in the area. Looks like they do. It will be 3rd and 7 with 11 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Pass rush was definitely on him right away. That was once again Mike Green all over him. Bears going to have to come up with a couple of answers to help out Beneday at left tackle there. That's a couple of times, and Mike Green's just kind of blown by him. All right, 3rd and 7, Caleb in the shotgun. He sends a man in motion, takes the snap, throws it over the middle, and that was looking for Odunze again, but he misses, and that's going to force the Bears to go for another field goal attempt with 7 seconds left in this first quarter. Ravens had had an opportunity to intercept that one. Errant throw by Caleb. Definitely a pickable ball, but ultimately falls safe. But man, that's 2 drives. Should have ended in touchdowns and in field goals. Well, let's hope it's not count our eggs before they hatch. 39-yard attempt from Cairo Santos lined up on the right hash. The snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is through, and the Bears now have a 6-point lead with only 3 seconds left to go in this first quarter. And Baltimore will get the ball back. Baltimore, of course, went 3 and out on their first drive. It did not look good. They almost had a sack fumble go the Bears' way. Montez Sweat busting through. But Ravens will get the ball for the second time. See what happens there. Bears, a familiar look to their start here with 2 field goals on their first 2 drives. Seen a lot of those this year. All right. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. You guys want interact in the live chat? I'm more than happy to talk to you guys, answer any questions. Just be a goof, of course. I'm more than happy to do that too. Time of possession 12:41 for the Bears, 2:16 for the Ravens. That is certainly one way to keep the other team's offense off the field. But the best way to do it is to end those drives in touchdowns and not field goals. All right, the kick is away. Cairo Santos gets it out to about the 5-yard line where it's fielded and returned. That's going to be across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. And I was not able to catch who the returner is. Some of these camera angles are just killing me, CBS. If you're going to focus on the returner, do it from behind, not from in front. Can't tell who's got the ball. All right, that is the end of the first quarter after that kick return. So when we come back, it will be the first snap of the second quarter with the Ravens on their own 37, 38-yard line, I believe. It seems to be where that kick return ended. Difficult to tell. Yeah, Mike Green, the pass rusher there. That's what they have his position listed as, is rush. I never quite understood that. You either play defensive end or outside linebacker. It's one or the other. Anyways, he's fairly active out there. Definitely seen him in there a few times causing chaos in the backfield. Beyond that, haven't really seen too much of any other specific player in the Baltimore defense. And of course, their offense has only run 3 plays so far, so hopefully they only run 3 more. Wouldn't that be swell? There we go. Oh, we're back from the commercial. Of course, the staple shots of Baltimore. Just like whenever they do Chicago, they always have to have the staple shots of Chicago pizza. Every time. All right. Bears have run 22 plays to the Ravens 3. 125 yards to the Ravens 8. 9 first downs to 0. All right. Ravens taking over. 15 minutes. Started the second quarter. Huntley under center. Derrick Henry lined up behind him. Two tight ends, two wide outs. Turns, hands it off to Henry, who's going to try to bring it up the middle, and he will be brought down immediately for about a 2-yard gain on that first down carry. 14:51, 14:50, 14:49, 14:48 left to go in the second quarter. Lamar Jackson. Very interesting what was going on there. Of course, was listed as a full participant in Friday's practice. Then on Saturday was retroactively downgraded to limited, as it was stated he only ran the scout team. Huntley in the shotgun. He sends a man in motion. Turns, hands it off to Henry. He's going to take it up the right side. This time he's going to have a carry for about 8 yards, and that will be enough for a first down. And the ball will be right there at the 48-yard line of Baltimore. Yeah, Lamar Jackson retroactively downgraded a day later. That's interesting. But there are people who have said when the going gets tough, then Lamar gets soft. That's not me. I didn't say it. There are people who say it. All right. Huntley under center, lined up in the eye, takes a snap, looking over the middle, throws it, and that's going to be completed to Zay Flowers, who is going to have about 20 yards on that first down play, and that will be another first down for the Baltimore Ravens. It is Zay Flowers on the catch, Nashawn Wright on the tackle, and Bears secondary is definitely a concern for today. Of course, Lamar Jackson loves it. 13-15, 13-14, 13-13. Huntley takes the shotgun snap, turns, fakes the handoff. Derrick Henry keeps it himself, and he's taking it up the left side where he will have about a 5, maybe 6-yard gain. But there is a flag on a play, and it looks like it could be in the area of holding on the Ravens. Let's see what they call here. Huntley wants a flag for being hit in the helmet, but he was a runner. He was not in the pocket. Let's see what they call here. They're calling a personal foul face mask on the offense. Tight end Isaiah Likely, and that will be a 15-yarder going backwards. And he definitely had a handful of face mask. That was Jaquan Brisker, getting his face mask grabbed. So that'll take a 1st and 10 and make it 1st and 25. See where Baltimore is lined back up at. They are at the 45 of Chicago. They're calling it 1st and 23 based on where the foul took place. Quick out thrown to the left side, and that is going to be for about a 4-yard gain, and that is the receiver Wallace. That is Tylan Wallace, to be accurate. Quick out for about 4-yard gain on that first down play. Second down, they're going to give them 5 yards on that. Second down and 17 incoming. 12:29, 12:28, 12:27 left to go in this second quarter. Bears with the early 6-0 lead, trying to hang on to it. Tyler Huntley in the shotgun. He's got 3 wideouts, 1 tight end. And that is not Henry lined up next to him. And that's going to be a false start on the left tackle. That looks to be Ronnie Stanley. Moving before the snap, and that will turn a 2nd and 17 into 2nd and 22. Yes, sir. 12:04, 12:03, 12:02 left to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 22, ball right just inside midfield for Baltimore. Huntley in the shotgun takes a snap, looking over the middle, throws it, and that it looks to be completed. It is called complete. That will be to Rashad Bateman, but it will still bring up 3rd down. See how many yards they gain on that catch. Looked like he did get his hands underneath it. The receivers wanted to say he did not, but that looks like to be a good catch by Bateman there. Ball is just inside the 30. That is 3rd and 7. They managed to get 15 yards back on that catch. Huntley in the shotgun. Drops back, looks right. He throws it, and he's going to have a man. That is Zay Flowers, who will have just enough for a first down and will move the chains right about the 20-yard line there. Bears had him backed up 3rd and 22. And ultimately, that is going to be, that was the ball will be at the 22-yard line, excuse me. But they did have him backed up 3rd and 22, ultimately give up the first down. 10:44, 10:43, 10:42 left to go in this second quarter. Huntley in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion, hands it off, does not hand it off. He actually keeps it himself and pitches it out to the right. That is the tight end, Isaiah Likely, who will have about a 3-yard gain on the first down catch. It's a short pitch to Likely. When I say pitch, I know sometimes I use that incorrectly. A pitch is backwards. It is a forward pass that he just had to Isaiah Likely. But that is a short 3-yard gain for the Ravens. 2nd down and 7 incoming. They're going to call it 2nd down and 6. 10 minutes, 9:59, 9:58 left to go in this second quarter. Huntley under center. Looks like he's changing the play. Takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry, takes it up the middle, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 6. 3rd down incoming, and we do have an injured Bear on the field. That looks to be, who is that? Shamar Turner, the 2nd-round draft pick, who we have not seen a ton of this year. Got up in pain, but did manage to jog off under his own power. Something's hurting him, though. Now he's hobbling on the sideline. 3rd and 2 incoming. 9:43 left to go. Looked like they were going to stop the play. There was a couple of trainers on the field, but now everybody's cleared the field and the clock has restarted. 9:35, 9:34, 9:33 left to go in this second quarter. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 17-yard line. Oh, that is incorrect. The 14-yard line. Quick pass out, and that is going to be just enough to. That's not a pass. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to figure out everything that's going on the field, but that is Tyler Huntley, who keeps the ball himself, rushes it up to the left side, and looks to have just enough for the first down. He faked the handoff to the running back, kept it himself, and just got enough for the first down. Justice Hill, the backup running back, in there right now. Derrick Henry back on the field. Likely and Andrews lining up in the T formation there. Derrick Henry takes the handoff, and he is going to have at least another first down. He indeed does. And that is going to be 1st and goal from inside the 2. Ball appears to be just short of the 1-yard line. Ravens running out of the T formation. Bunch of Bears missing their assignments. There was nobody in the gap there. I'm not entirely sure what happened on that one. This Ravens are running a little tempo on the Bears now, giving them a dose of their own medicine. Huntley hands the ball off to Henry, and he just runs it up the left side. Super easy, and Baltimore is going to go ahead and score a touchdown with the opportunity to take the lead by 1 here. 8:15 left to go in this second quarter. Baltimore Ravens running some tempo, giving the Bears a taste of what they've been doing to them, and they managed to finish it off with a touchdown. This is what happens when you can possess the ball all day long, but if you don't score touchdowns, if you're only kicking field goals, the other team can come back. All it takes is one drive. All right, Loop lined up for the extra point. The snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is through, and Baltimore will take the 7-6 lead with 8:15 left to go in this first half. Scoring field goals and not touchdowns, coming back to bite them. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. It does help out the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And we are here watching our Bears offense struggle to get to the end zone. They've had two drives where they were putting up decent offensive numbers, but they are not putting up the points associated with those numbers. Two field goals is all they've been able to muster. As the field gets shorter, it seems that it's more difficult for these Bears to operate. Maybe that's why Ben Johnson wants those big strike plays. Because once things tighten up down there, it's a lot more difficult to give men the space you're looking for with the motions and everything Ben Johnson likes to use. So the Ravens have taken the 1-point lead with 8:15 left to go in the first half. Bears will be getting the ball back in third possession of the game. Bears moving the ball, just getting stopped short. Let's end the next one with a touchdown, gentlemen. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. More than happy to interact with you guys in the live chats. And we are just waiting for the commercial break to end. Bears were dominating the offensive numbers up until the scoring drive by the Ravens. As far as yardage, plays run, time of possession. One drive ends in 7, and this game looks very different. Man, I tell you, these commercials seem like they take forever sometimes. This game has been moving along at a fairly quick pace here. It's only 45 minutes in. We're already halfway through the second quarter almost. All right. We are back. The kick is up and away. CBS is with these camera shots. They are terrible. Ball will be taken at the 5 by Duvernay. Return. Cuts across the 30 to the 40. He's got plenty of room to return, and he is across the 50-yard line where the Bears will start their next drive. Excellent return by the young man, Devin Duvernay. Let's see if they can give us an angle on that. He had the ball in his hands by the time the camera cut to the field, which is annoying. It's driving me nuts, CBS. I don't think Derrick Henry's going to catch that number by Emmitt Smith. All right, Caleb in the shotgun, ball at the Baltimore 47. He sends DJ Moore in motion. DJ Moore is going to take the handoff in the backfield, be met immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 8:01, 8 minutes, 7:59 left in this first half. Second down and 10 incoming. There was no shot on that play. That's just no gain. And once again, not a fan of DJ Moore between the tackles. Was there a Lion receiver that carried the ball between the tackles that often? I don't recall that. I don't recall a Deebo Samuel-esque role on the Lions. Anyways, Caleb in the shotgun, 3 wideouts, sends a man in motion, takes the shotgun snap, just dumps it off to Swift on the right-hand side, who's going to gain maybe 2 yards on that second down play. Third down incoming, 7:21, 7:20, 7:19 left to go in his first half. Caleb with the short dump off. Didn't even really look like he gave the play a chance to develop. Not sure what he saw downfield. Maybe that's just what it was called for. I wouldn't call that a screen because it didn't look like a screen in my opinion. Then again, the offensive line were out there blocking. 6:57, 6:56. Caleb in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to his left, 1 to his right. Takes a snap. He's getting pressured and he just dumps it away. And that's going to be, that's going to be intentional grounding on Caleb. He's getting pressured by the safety, Kyle Hamilton, and just tried to get rid of it. Was nowhere near outside of the tackle box. And they're going to call him for intentional grounding, loss of down, and the Bears will have to punt it away. An excellent start set up by special teams, and the Bears will end up having to punt it away. That was just a jailbreak. I don't know what happened. Maybe that was supposed to be a screen or something, but I mean, it's almost like they just let everybody through intentionally. I don't know what was going on there. 6:49 left to go in this first half. 7-6, Baltimore leads by one, and they are about to receive the ball on a punt from the Bears. Bears ball is at the 40-yard line. Torrey Taylor lined up to kick it away. He does so. Almost blocked. There is a flag after the snap on that one. The ball bounces around the 15 and rolls to a stop at the 1-yard line. Ref is going to mark it dead at the 2, but we will have to check the penalty on this special teams play. Excellent place to down the ball, that's for sure. But I don't think this is going to stand. Illegal formation on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, and they will have to re-kick. All for nothing. How do you have an illegal formation on a punt? And that punt was very close to being blocked, I might add. Yeah, the left side of the line was not on the line, so they call it illegal formation. And the Bears will have to punt it away again, which is sad because that was an excellent kick that got stopped on the 2. I say it was very close to being blocked, but would have gotten the job done if not for the flag. Richard Hightower, the lone holdover from the Matt Eberflus staff. And judging how these special teams have been playing more or less. Anyways, Torrey Taylor gets the kick away this time more cleanly. And that one is going to go out of bounds, I would guess, roughly the 15-yard line. Let's see where the ref marks it at. CBS, of course, cuts it away, so we can't tell where the ref is going to mark it. And they cut to commercial. So I have no idea where that ball went out of bounds at. We're going to guess roughly around the 15. We'll see where they place it when we come back from the commercial. And this is a good time to go and pee for the D, as Tom Grossi would say. All right, we are back, but the game is not back yet. Hopefully, this Bears defense can come up with a stop this time because if they do not, then Baltimore could potentially start to run away with this one. Bears were doing a decent job of running their offense, keeping the Baltimore crowd out of it early, but it's only going to get worse. The the more the bigger the deficit becomes, unfortunately. So let's go defense, get a nice stop. Hopefully, give our Bears another short field to work with. Maybe they can do something with it this time, as they were unable to after a very nice return by Duvernay on a previous kickoff. But like I say, Bears special teams in general this season have not been pretty, other than place kicking. Take place kicking out of it, and Bears special teams, as far as field position for both sides of the ball, has been really bad this year. When you point out the fact that Richard Hightower is the lone holdover from the Matt Eberflus coaching staff, it makes you wonder why they would hang on to that guy and whether or not he'll be on the staff next year. I can't imagine he will be. All right, Huntley in the shotgun. He's got two wideouts to his left, two tight ends. Turns, hands it off to Henry. He's going to carry it up the left side. Henry with about 2 yards on that first down carry. Of course, he had the touchdown on the open, or not on the opening drive, on the previous drive for the Ravens. And the clock is ticking. 6:18, 6:17, 6:16. Clock is off the screen right now. I just caught it at 6:18 for a moment there, but we now have Shamar Turner and Dominique Robinson both listed as out. Bears injuries piling up more so today. He already started today injured. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got three wideouts, no backs behind him, empty backfield. Throws it over the middle, and that is going to be completed to the tight end, Mark Andrews, who will be met immediately by Jaquan Brisker. But that will be about a 5-yard gain. Third down and short incoming. Third down and 3 to be exact for the Ravens. 5:36, 5:35, 5:34 left to go. Cutaway happening, showing a nice touchdown catch by T. Higgins. Bengals leading the Jets 10-3. 5:21, 5:20. Huntley in the shotgun, sending a man in motion. That's Isaiah Likely. He's got Justice Hill lined up next to him, takes the shotgun snap. He's looking right. He's going to get hit from behind, and that will be incomplete, but there is a flag on the play, and they're going to call pass interference on the Bears. I don't know where they see that, but I didn't see any pass interference. They're calling that a Nick McLeod. Of course, another of these fill-in DBs, with all the Bears injuries. Nick McLeod is a special teams ace, more or less. Yeah, that's definitely a flag. He yanked him. All right, so that'll bring up 1st and 10. 5:09 left to go in this second quarter. Bears, one of the most penalized teams in this league right now. Ben Johnson will say, have to clean that up. Huntley takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff to Henry, throws it over to the right side, and that's going to be completed to Mark Andrews, but then he gets hit and the ball goes out of bounds. I believe they're going to call that a catch and a fumble out of bounds. Bears want to say it's incomplete, but I believe he definitely caught that thing. Excellent hit. Excellent hit on the play, but no, that was ultimately a catch and a fumble. 5:01 left to go. 5 minutes, 4:59, 4:58. Huntley lined up in the shotgun. Looks like the offense needs to figure out where they want to line up. He does take the shotgun snap, throws it out to the right real quick. That's Zay Flowers on the catch, and that's going to be for a gain of about 6 yards on that first down throw. Baltimore offense moving it easily once again, no problem, after the pass interference penalty. I'm not even sure who that DB is out there. There's so many backup DBs playing that can't even keep track of them all anymore. 2nd and 4 incoming for the Ravens. 4:23, 4:22, 4:21 left to go in this first half. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got three wideouts, one tight end, and Derrick Henry lined up behind him. Turns, hands it off to Henry, who takes it up the right side, and that's going to be for about a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and short incoming. About 2 yards to go for the Ravens. 4:02, 4:01, 4 minutes left to go in this first half. Bears run defense definitely being tested by Derrick Henry today. If that was one aspect of the game I was definitely questioning going into today, it would be the Bears' ability to stop Derrick Henry. As lopsided as the first quarter was for the Bears offense, it is just as lopsided for Baltimore in the second quarter. Baltimore lined up in a goal line formation, essentially. Huntley's going to keep it himself, and he tries to throw it out to Derrick Henry in the flat, but is unable to complete it. It will be 4th down and 2 incoming with 3:28 left on the clock, and I would have to imagine that Baltimore is going to go for it. They are on the Bears' side of the field. 4th and 2 incoming, 3:28 left to go. I believe I just said that. Sometimes I repeat myself. It's a bad habit I have. Anyways, Ravens do look like they're going to go for it here. John Harbaugh looks confused on the sideline, however. All right, Huntley lined up in the shotgun. He's got Justice Hill lined up next to him. 3 wideouts and 1 tight end. The tight end is Mark Andrews. Takes the snap, looking left, throws it out quick. That is going to be complete to Zay Flowers, who will have just enough for the first down, and the clock will keep ticking. 3:19, 3:18, 3:17 left to go in this first half. Zay Flowers getting a little chippy out there after. He didn't like the way he was being tackled, I guess. It is a young kid out there trying to strip the ball from him. Kid's just trying to make a play. But it does bring up a Baltimore first down as the Bears unable to get off the field. Zay Flowers, 46 targets, rest of wide receivers, 43. Huntley takes a snap, throws it over the middle, and that is completed once again to Zay Flowers, who's going to have a first down just inside the 20-yard line. Looks like that will be at the Bears' 18-yard line. And another first down for the Ravens. Zay Flowers just burning these receivers, or these DBs right now. Brisker and McLeod out there both on coverage, and Huntley managing to still get it in there. First downs just as lopsided, first quarter to second quarter. First quarter all Bears, second quarter all Ravens. Derrick Henry on the short carry gains about 3, carrying it up the right side. That will bring up second down and the 2-minute warning with the Baltimore Ravens leading 7-6. First quarter just flying, or first half just flying by here. Only an hour of time has passed by, and we are already at the 2-minute warning. Lots of running happening on the Baltimore side of the ball. Bears obviously possessed the ball almost the entire first half, or first quarter, excuse me. But man, the difference in this game right now is the Bears' inability to be able to put the ball in the end zone. Rawr. Anyways, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. It is greatly appreciated as it does help out the channel. And I will certainly be here for the rest of today's Bears game and all the Bears games. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, or whatever may happen. Hopefully none of those ties. And contemplating streaming the Packers tonight. We'll see what happens. Depends on how I feel after this game. Obviously, I got to do a little work once the game is over here. So we'll see how I feel on that. But it's a possibility. Right now, we are at the 2-minute warning. Baltimore leading 7-6. And they are threatening just inside the Bears 20-yard line now. It is 1st and 10 after yet again another completion of Zay Flowers, who seems to be the favorite target of any Baltimore receiver. See if we have any injury updates. They said that Shamar Turner was out and Dominique Robinson was out. So again, Bears injuries piling up here. I just saw a tweet said, "Fuck not Scatterboo." So what happened to Scatterboo? Let's see here. Shamar Turner got carted to the locker room. Ouch. All right, we are back from the break. 2 minutes left. Baltimore leading by 1, 7-6. They have first down. The ball is at the 16. Huntley takes the shotgun snap, keeps it himself, takes it up the right side, and he's going to have a gain of about 2 on that first down. I guess, was that second down? I thought that was first down. Apparently that is going to bring up third down, but I'm going to check that in a moment because I thought that was a first down play there. Hey, who knows? I don't know what I'm talking about. They are calling it 3rd and 5. Showing us Dennis Allen, who has had a solid year so far, but this is definitely the toughest challenge the Bears have faced so far. This is not a slouch Ravens squad, no matter what their record said. Huntley takes the shotgun snap, throws it out to the right. That's going to be completed to Mark Andrews. He will be short of the sticks by about a yard and a half, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what this one is. 116 left to go in this first half. Both teams with all three timeouts. They're going to call an illegal motion on the Ravens. That will back them up. That was the tight end, Mark Andrews, the man who ultimately caught the ball in that play. But they will have to replay this third down. So from 3rd and 5, I believe that will make it 3rd and 10. Indeedy do. Ball just inside the 20. Huntley in the shotgun. Empty backfield. Takes the snap, looking over to his left, and he's going to be pressured and brought down. He is indeed sacked, and that will end the drive for the Ravens, and they will have to send on the field goal units. Is that Montez Sweat again? Who got in there for that one? That was not Montez Sweat. He was in the area of it. That is big Dexter Sr., Jervon Dexter on the sack this time. 1:11 left on the clock. The Bears do burn their first timeout, and Tyler Loop is in to kick the field goal to attempt to take a 4-point lead. 42-yard attempt incoming. And getting ready for the snap, the spot, the kick is up, and that is good. It almost looked no good. That was very close on the right side, but Baltimore does indeed take the 10-6 lead. Well, they had to lead 7-6. They extend it to 10-6 with 106 remaining, and the Bears will get the ball back with 2 timeouts. Baltimore will start the second half with the ball, so with the score being 10-6, very important that these Bears try to get something done with 106 left to go in his first half. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Cam Scadaboo got hurt, huh? What happened to him? I'm curious. I liked watching that kid play. You know, I mean, the energy he brings to the field is just insane. But obviously injuries are bad for anyone, but to see someone like that get hurt, but you kind of saw it coming at the same time too, because the guy dives head first into everything. He plays with a reckless abandon. 106 remaining in the Bears first half here. Ravens just took the 10-6 lead, and we're getting ready for them to kick it away. Oh, what's going on here? Cam. I suppose I have to find that on Twitter. Oh, well. All right, we're just waiting to return from the commercial break after the Ravens extended their lead. And I am looking up Cam Scadaboo. Latest. Ooh, somebody's saying done for the season already. Geez, that's awfully fast for them to be saying that. Oh, this says they just showed Cam Scadaboo's ankle literally detached from his. Ooh, yikes! I'm a guy. As a kid, I broke my tibia. You know, that's the front bone of your lower leg. I snapped it like a twig as a kid. I mean, it's just like that while I was roller skating as a kid. And I'll tell you about some pain there. And I was just a kid at that. Oh my God. So for To hear a description of an injury like that, that's just ow. All right, Devin Duvernay gets the return, brings it out to the 28, and is absolutely destroyed on the return. But the Bears will take over. They have a minute 2 seconds left and 2 timeouts to try and get something done before halftime here. But yeah, to hear Scadaboo's injury described the way it was, man, oof, it just sends shivers up my spine. No, thank you. All right, ball at the 28. Caleb in the shotgun. He's got two wideouts, no, three wideouts, one tight end, and Swift lined up next to him. Takes a snap, looking left, throws it out there. That's going to be complete to Zacchaeus, who is going to go ahead and get out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. It will be second down incoming. Bears' first two possessions end in field goals, and their third one, they lose 18 yards on the drive and have to punt it away. Had one of those first two possessions ended in a touchdown, this game would have a very different look to it. But Caleb under in the shotgun. He's got four men out lined up out wide. DeAndre Swift next to him. Takes a snap. He's got plenty of room to run, so he's going to do so. Gets it across midfield and slides. He's going to be down probably about the 44-yard line of the Ravens, and that is where Ben Johnson will have to use their second timeout. But plenty of wide open field. Nobody even looking at Caleb, not respecting his scramble ability at all. And DJ Moore getting a block out there on the scramble drill there. Very nice work. And Bears already roughly, I would have to argue, in field goal position to say the least. But they will take their second timeout. They will give us a commercial break. And I believe that said there was 49 seconds left to go in this first half. That was definitely one of the things that they had been asking Bears, Coach Johnson and Caleb about this week was why he hasn't been scrambling very much. If they've been telling him not to scramble, because that was the assumption, is that they've been telling him that they don't want him scrambling. But when you see that much green grass in front of you, you need to take it. That was easily, a 25-yard pickup right there. So, especially when you got a guy as athletic as Caleb is, too. It's not that you want him running, because, like with Justin Fields, his first instinct was to run every single time, and you don't want to see that. But with Caleb, there are times, it's like, all right, time to tuck it and run. Of course, on that last drive where he got called for the intentional grounding, I mean, there was no chance. That was a jailbreak from the get-go. He couldn't have gotten away from that even if he wanted to. Well, I'm sure he wanted to. Silly statement. All right, just waiting to come back from the timeout here. Bears will still have one remaining. And I believe they have the ball at the Baltimore 44-yard line, give or take. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share, as it does help out the channel and is greatly appreciated. A little less caffeinated than I was last week, debating whether or not that's a good thing. There's been moments where I feel like it has been missed, and there are other times where I'm glad I didn't. Of course, the new channel just started it over the summer. I am relatively new at doing all this. Feel like I know what it's supposed to look like, sound like, but feeling my way through here. All right, we are back from the commercial. Bears breaking the huddle. 49 seconds left on the clock. Ball is at the 44-yard line of Baltimore. Caleb in the shotgun. He's got four wideouts. Takes a snap, looking right, throws it out to Zacchaeus, who's going to catch it about the 40-yard line where he will be met. And the Bears will have second down. Clock is ticking. Bears will have to get to the line quick here. 34 seconds, 33 seconds, 32 seconds left to go in this first half. Caleb taking his sweet time to get this snap off. 26 seconds, 25 seconds. Caleb takes the shotgun snap, looking left, and throws it out to nobody. There must have been a miscommunication there, because I have no clue what he was looking for. It is now 3rd down and 5 with 22 seconds left to go in this first half. But yeah, whoever he was looking for, there was nobody out there. Maybe he was just getting rid of it because it was a jailbreak once again on the offensive line. And you can tell by his body language as he's walking away from the line there that he is upset. And now there's a flag on the play because they're going to call him for intentional grounding because there was no receiver in the area on that play. That is indeedy do what they do. They call intentional grounding on Caleb. Offensive line just, again, jailbreak on that one. Caleb had no chance. That's going to take them well out of field goal range. But yeah, they brought like 7 on that one. Caleb's got to be able to find the open man on that kind of play, unfortunately. That's really on him. That's not even on his offensive line. When they bring 7 guys, you can't block them with 5. You got to find the open man in that situation. That is on you, unfortunately, Caleb. Bears, probably to avoid a 10-second runoff, have used their final timeout. 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. First half. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Bears out of timeouts. Ball is 3rd and 15 now. So ball is just inside of the 50-yard line in Baltimore territory. Bears need to come up with a chunk play to get back into field goal range before the end of this. And now Baltimore will use their first timeout with 22 seconds remaining. As fast as this first half was moving along, it is just now dragging once inside the 2-minute warning. Not a real surprise. It's usually the case inside of the 2-minute warning on either side of the halftime marker. But lots of chaos here. Bears offense was just humming along, then stagnating in the red zone. Bears settling for 2 early field goals, and then they have just been shooting themselves in the foot. Offensive penalties. Caleb called for intentional grounding twice now. 2 separate drives. The last drive they started in positive territory after a great return and then proceeded to go backwards. This drive, they actually had a couple of nice plays here, and now they're going backwards again. 3rd and 15. Caleb lined up in the shotgun. He's got Swift lined up next to him. Making his checks, sends Zacchaeus in motion, takes the snap, looking over the middle. Plenty of time, but he completes it over the middle. It's going to be brought down at the 40, and the Bears can't even clock it because there is no time here. 10, 9. They're trying to rush the field goal unit out there. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The kick is up. It is away, and it is short on a 58-yard attempt by Santos. What a mess the end of that first half was. What a mess. Ben Johnson is not going to be happy with that. The Ravens will get the ball to start the second half. The Bears are down 10-6, and let's see what Ben Johnson has to say. Offense needs to execute. Defense needs to get off on 3rd down. We got 30 more minutes, and it's going to take all 30. That's what Coach said. And nothing groundbreaking there, but he's absolutely not wrong. All right. It is halftime. So that means it is a break time. I am going to go ahead and let my dog out as well as grab a snack. But I do hope you guys will be back to join me for the second half. And I will see you in a few minutes. All right. I have returned. Just pulling up some game stats. Obviously, as one-sided as the first quarter was for the Bears, it was just as one-sided for the Ravens in the second quarter. Bears, of course, coming away with 2 field goals. Ravens coming around with a touchdown and a field goal. Of course, that touchdown being the difference in the game right now. Caleb is 12 of 17 for 114. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Been sacked once, but he does have the 2 uh, intentional grounding penalties. So those go against him, of course. Rushing, the Bears are not doing a great job of running the ball right now. They're doing a decent job of it when they do it. They have 12 carries for 63 yards, but they just don't have enough carries right now. I think they need to be rushing it some more. I would expect Ben Johnson to focus the on the running attack in the second half here, as long as the defense doesn't let it get out of hand here. The defense can come up with a stop right away. Then expect Ben Johnson to rely on the run game. Rome Odunze, 4 catches, 57 yards. Colston, 2 for 27. Zacchaeus, 4 for 19. DJ, 1 for 10. DeAndre, 1 for 1. And Montez Sweat has a sack, as well as Jervon Dexter. Cairo Santos, 2 of 3. And let's be honest, that the one to end the half was ridiculous. He might have had chance to made it had they had time to line up for it. But with them ending that play in the middle of the field like that, he had no chance. All right, let's look at Baltimore offensive stats. Oh, no takeaways for the Bears yet. That's a big difference in this game so far, too. They've been relying on those takeaways the last 4 weeks. Tyler Huntley is 11 of 12 for 110. He has been sacked twice, though, as we just mentioned. Derrick Henry has 9 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown. The Ravens actually only have 12 carries for 44 yards. One of them is a touchdown, but they're actually the same amount of attempts and even less yards on the ground than the Bears. Zay Flowers, 6 catches for 57 yards. Mark Andrews, 2 for 29. Rashad Bateman, 1 for 15. Wallace, 1 for 6. Likely, 1 for 3. For some reason, they got Derrick Henry listed. He's been targeted once. Baltimore defense. No sacks. Oh, yeah, 1 sack by Mike Green. And then, of course, might as well be 2 more because they were, again, intentional grounding. But that's where we stand at halftime, 10-6. Say the first quarter and the second quarter is just tale of 2 different games. Both teams have 10 first downs. 6 penalties for the Bears, 4 for the Ravens. But I did say that with the injuries and all that going on, that these 2 teams may be fairly evenly matched, and I think that's more or less what we're seeing right now. But the more experienced Ravens team may end up taking this over. But again, another but. Defense gets a stop. Bears offense needs to start sitting on the run game, relying on the run game. I know you only got 2 running backs essentially. Well, no, I saw Travis Homer in there, so you got 3 running backs today. Not that Travis Homer is anybody's world beater, but the running game is what you have been making your bread and butter the last few weeks here. You need to see that continue, especially if you're not getting the turnovers right now. Got to keep the ball out of their hands. All right, Santos has got this one away, and we are starting up the third quarter. That will be taken in about the 7-yard line. Taking up the left side, crossing the 30, brought down around the 33, 34-yard line. A little extra pushing and shoving after the play. But that is where the Ravens will take over. Evan Washburn talking to John Harbaugh here. I'm not going to worry about what he has to say. I'm only worried about what our coach has to say right now. Bears defense, get it done. Bears have been pretty solid with second half, adjustments this year. So let's see what they can get done. All right, Huntley in the shotgun. Bears showing pressure to start out here. Huntley is going to roll out to his right. He's looking for someone to throw to. Throws it deep, and that's going to be completed. And that is going to be down to the 30-yard line, right out of the gate in the first half here. And that is Rashad Bateman on the long reception there. I mean, geez. Was that a 40-yard gainer right out of the gate? And you had Nick McLeod and Kevin Byard out there, both in the area. But that is a nice long first down right out of the gate for the Ravens. 40-yard gain. Ball is already at the Chicago 30. Huntley in the shotgun, sending Flowers in motion, hands it off to Henry, who's going to carry it up the right side, and he will have a gain of 7. 14:08, 14:07, 14:06 left to go in this third quarter, and the Ravens are already well into Bears territory. Not looking good for this defense to start the second half, and the Ravens may start to try to just pound away at it themselves, because the Bears offense had just been shooting themselves in the foot. Second and 3, 13:40, 13:39. Huntley under center, I formation, turns, hands it off. This is Derrick Henry once again, carrying it up the middle, and he is going to have just enough for a first down, it looks. Ball will be placed right around the 20-yard line, and it would appear that that is going to be another first down for Baltimore. Just made the comments that Bears have been pretty good about second half adjustments, and now here they are getting gashed right out of the break. Dennis Allen definitely not happy about it. Bears have had one of the worst run defenses in the league. Hasn't shown up as bad the last couple of weeks. All right, they call it 3rd and 1. Derrick Henry on the carry right up the middle, and he's going to gain about 4 on that carry. First down for the Ravens, and they are now inside the Bears' red zone. Yes, Bears' run defense has been porous. They seem to have sealed that up the last couple of weeks, but then again, they were not facing the toughest running games in the league. And their secondary was definitely helping play that run well as well. And with, again, starters out, that is definitely going to hurt their run defense today. All right, ball at the 17. Huntley in the shotgun, 1st and 10, takes a snap. He's looking right, looks left, throws it. Does not throw it, actually hangs on. He pulls it down, does end up throwing it to the right, and that's going to be completed to Mark Andrews for about a 5-yard gain. That was a hard pump fake that got the camera to follow along with it. I thought the ball was in the air there. But about a 5-yard gain on that first down. Second down incoming. Mark Andrews on the catch, just catches it and goes down before he can get destroyed. 11:45, 11:44, 11:43 left to go in this second half, or not second half, third quarter. Excuse me. We are in the second half, but we are only in the third quarter. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got 2 wideouts to his left. Sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff to Zay Flowers, keeps it himself. He's running up the left side, but he is going to be stopped for a 3-yard loss on that play. Ball will be at the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 8 incoming. Lamar Huntley on the quarterback design run there. Might have been an option to keep it, but ultimately nowhere to go on that one. Tremaine Edmonds, Noah Sewell, and company in pursuit. Lamar Jackson in street clothes, liking what he's seeing. I have to agree with him if I was in his shoes. 10:55, 10:54, 10:53. Huntley in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's looking left, throws it to Isaiah Likely, and that's going to be complete for about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain, but that will bring up 4th down, and the Ravens will send the field goal unit out onto the field. Almost forgot DeAndre Hopkins is out there. I just saw him pushing around DB and getting his hands on the face mask there. But anyways, 4th and 3. Tyler Loop on the field to kick his second field goal. Very short. This is shorter than the modern day extra points. 28-yard attempt. The snap, the spot, the kick is up and it is through, and the Ravens have extended their lead now to 7, 13-6 over the Bears with 10:05 left to go in the third quarter. Bears defense getting gashed to start out that drive, but ultimately holding up towards the end, allowing only a field goal. And Bears have the opportunity to tie this one up. And I'm really hoping to see their run game get a little more involved here, as they only had 12 carries in the first half. DeAndre Swift did come into this game questionable. He did ultimately start. He is out there playing. He's got a few carries, but I feel like the Bears might be afraid to lean on their running game since they're short a man. But it's Roshan Johnson, who they hadn't been using much anyways. But Bears using DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, and Travis Homer today. It's the three running backs that they have suited up today. It was definitely sad to see the news about Cam Scattaboo. Sounds like he had a gruesome ankle injury there. Definitely don't want to hear that. Guy who plays hard, but did see an injury. When you throw yourself into a brick wall, eventually you're going to hurt yourself. It's Miami leading Atlanta by 14 right now, starting the third quarter. That's interesting. Buffalo is putting it on Carolina at the moment, 19-3. They need to be doing that. Cincinnati scraping and clawing to beat the Jets right now. They're still the only winless team in the league. Houston up on San Francisco right now, 16-7 at the half. New England up 9-7 over Cleveland right now. That's in the early third quarter. Philly leading the Giants 21-10 at halftime. And that's all of our early action. Definitely got some good games on later. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Well, I guess that's not a good game. I just like to watch Tampa. I like to watch Baker. Dallas and Denver. I'll definitely be watching that. And then, of course, Green Bay, Pittsburgh later tonight, where I have to cheer for Aaron Rodgers to beat the Green Bay Packers. Kick is away, taken in at around the 3-yard line, and that is going to be returned to about the 26 or 27, where it looks like the ball may have come out, and the Ravens are saying they have it. Bears are saying they have it. I don't know who's got it right now, and neither do the refs. We're waiting to see who emerges from the pile here. That was not our typical returner on that Devin Duvernay. That was Josh Blackwell with the ball. He definitely fumbled that thing. Let's see who came up with it. Looks like Blackwell may have been able to get back on it, but that ball was definitely out before he even came close to going down. But yes, that will be recovered by the Bears. Bullet dodged on that one. Whew. 9:59 left to go in this third quarter. Why was Blackwell returning that kick anyways? Ball is at the 28-yard line of Chicago. Caleb under center. He's got two wideouts, two tight ends, and Monangai lined up behind him. Monangai takes the handoff, takes it up the right side, and that's going to be a gain of about 3 on the first down carry. 9:51, 9:50, 9:49 left to go in this third quarter. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share, as it does help out the channel very much and is greatly appreciated. Bears trying to get their offense on the move, hoping to tie up this game. 2nd down and 7. Caleb in the shotgun. He's got two wideouts to his left, one to his right. Quick out to Luther Burden, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. And it's actually going to end up in a loss of a yard on that 2nd down play. 3rd down incoming. 9:14, 13, 12, 11 left to go in this third quarter. Bubble screens are not my favorite thing. I complain about them every week now, it seems. The Bears are running more bubble screens now than they ever have. I know it's part of the Ben Johnson offense, but just Get rid of it. They see it coming every time. Hopefully, you got something good off of that at some point here. All right, Caleb in the shotgun has got trips out to his right. Manungai lined up to his left, takes the shotgun snap, surveying, looking right. It is going to be completed, but it's going to be a short gain of about 5 to Zacchaeus. It will not be enough for a first down. It will bring up 4th and 3, and the Bears are going to be off the field after 3 and out. 8:29, 8:28, 8:27 left to go in this third quarter, and Ben Johnson looks pissed. I can't blame him. His offense has continued to stagnate. He had first 2 drives where things were running swimmingly, and then they just cannot punch it in, and now they can't even get it moving at this point. Torrey Taylor's got the kick away. Nice high hanger. And that bounces right around the 2 and does bounce into the end zone. Josh Blackwell, unfortunately, unable to get there to stop it. And there is a flag on the play. It was 4th and 3, so maybe a penalty against the Ravens would help us out here, a procedural penalty. It's going to be holding during the kick on the Ravens. And that is that going to give the Bears a first down? Are they going to get the ball back? I think once the kick is away, that would only back up the Ravens. I believe that's the rule. Drawbacks of watching the game on mute, unfortunately. But it looked like the ref might have pointed first down in the direction of the Bears. And if that's accurate, hey, special teams blunder, extending the drive. That's the kind of break you need, especially when you've been shooting yourself in the foot on your own drives. So we'll see what it is when we come back here. Let me refresh this, see what the possession is. This is Baltimore ball here, so. But just because it's on NFL.com doesn't mean it's right. According to this, Baltimore ball at the 10. So that would be consistent with touchback and a penalty. So, okay. All right. I can't get too excited. Will not be Bears ball. All right. See, I'm not a dumb guy. It just takes me a minute to get there sometimes. That's all. Just takes me a minute sometimes. Can't resist snacking. I went the whole first half without doing it, but gotta get snacking. Just waiting to come back from commercial. Bears went 3 and out on their first drive of the second half. Ravens will be taking over. They have already scored 3 in this third quarter, and they will be looking to extend their lead to a 2-score game at this point. They are right now up by 7, 13-6. And I believe we've got about 8 or 9 minutes left in this third quarter. Of course, showing off the 85 Bears defense and the 2000 Ravens defense. All right, ball is at the Baltimore 10. And Derrick Henry takes the handoff. He's going to have about 3.5 yards on that first down carry. Second down incoming, 7:47, 7:46, 7:45 left to go in the third quarter. Again, game just trucking right along, and before the Bears know it, the game could be over. I mean, this clock has just been ticking away the entire game so far. Hopefully, they don't run out of time to try to get something done here. Tyler Huntley has only one incompletion to his name. He's 13 of 14 for 152 yards, a few yards on the ground as well. All right, he's in the shotgun, takes a snap, pitches it out to, I believe that's Justice Hill. No, that is not. That is one of their other running backs who's got a long gain up the left side. Managed to turn the corner and get probably about 25 yards on that second down carry. Who is that? That was Mitchell Keaton. No relation to Michael. But he turns the corner on that and he basically dusts the defense, and that is going to be a gain of about 20 on that first or second down carry. See where they mark him at. First and 10, 6:43, 6:42. The ball is at the 39-yard line of Baltimore. Huntley fakes the handoff to Derrick Henry. He's going to throw deep over the middle, and he's looking for Zay Flowers, but that will be over his head and incomplete. Second down and 10 incoming. He had his man beat and looked like Josh Blackwell out there covering, but the ball was too long for Zay Flowers. Yes, that was the first carry we had seen so far this game for Mitchell Keaton. He had a nice gain up the left side after turning the corner. Looked like quite the fast runner there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him again in here. All right, Huntley in the shotgun again. Takes a snap, runs it up the middle himself, and there is going to be a flag on the play. But Huntley looks to be about a yard shy of a first down after the carry. We will have to check the flag. It is going to be a penalty on the defense. Hands to the face. And that will most likely add yardage to the play. So the Ravens will now be into Bears territory on another first down carry. Would not have been a first down carry if not for the penalty yardage. 6:20, 6:19, 6:18 left to go in this third quarter. Huntley under center. He's got two wideouts to his left, turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry, who's going to be met in the backfield, and that will be about no gain on that first down play. Second down incoming, 6:02, 6:01, 6 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Bears have not been able to get a takeaway yet this game, and offense struggling to get anything going. So right now, the Ravens are leading them to the slow death, unfortunately. Ball at the almost the Chicago 45-yard line. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got a bunch to his left. Man, a running back lined up next to him. Cannot see which running back that currently is. Ball gets snapped. He's immediately under pressure, runs past all the pressure, and he's going to have a huge gain. And he is brought down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line, where he is going to have a first down. And the Bears are fighting for the ball now, but the play was over. I don't know what's going on out here. Kevin Byard, a little chippy. He wants another takeaway, that's for sure. But the rush completely over pursued. Tyler Huntley steps up, and there's nothing but green grass in front of him. A block by Zay Flowers, but he ends up being shoved back into Huntley, and that's how he gets brought down. Nashawn Wright overpowering Flowers on that. Ball at the 16. Huntley under center. I formation behind him. 4:37, 4:36, 4:35 left to go in this third quarter. Changing the play there at the line of scrimmage. Bears showing some pressure. Turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry, who is going to be met near the line, and he'll be brought down for about a 1 yard, maybe 2 yard gain on that first down carry. Ball will be just inside the 15-yard line. 4:16, 4:15, 4:14 left to go in this third quarter. Bears defense has been on the field pretty much the entire second and third quarter. Huntley lined up in the shotgun, two wideouts to his left, one to his right. Empty backfield. Takes a snap. He's looking to his right, looking to his left, and he's going to take off again. Throws it over, and that's going to be falling incomplete. He was taking off, but just as he approached the line of scrimmage, tried to lob it over the defense, but unable to find anyone, and it will be third down and 8 now for the Ravens. Ball too hot. Looking for Rashad Bateman on that play. Jaquan Brisker had a chance at it, but Ultimately falls incomplete. 3rd and 8, 3:41 left to go in this third quarter. Ravens have driven 76 yards on this drive so far. Ball at the 14-yard line of Chicago. Huntley in the shotgun takes a snap, looks right, looks left, throws a quick one to Zay Flowers, but that's going to fall incomplete and bring up 4th down and 8. And let's see what John Harbaugh decides to do. Looks like he will settle to extend this to a 2-score game with his field goal unit. He will attempt to make this a 16-6 game with 3:38 currently remaining in this third quarter. Tyler Loop on the field, 2 for 2 so far, 28 and 42. This one will be from 32. Left hash mark. The snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is through. And the Ravens have taken a 10-point lead now, 16-6, with 3:35 left in the third quarter. Bears still playing their bend but don't break defense. However, unable to come up with the turnovers. And over pursuing Tyler Huntley on one play, leading to a huge gain. But offense needs to hold on to the ball for a series here. They need to come away with points. They need to come away with touchdown. And they need to give their defense a rest. Coach Johnson has not looked happy with the way his offense has performed, and I certainly can't blame him. They've only had the ball once so far in the second half, went 3 and out, and is not pleased with the way his offense is performing. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. We are watching the Bears at the Baltimore Ravens, M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Bears' second trip to Maryland in the last 3 weeks, as they were out in Landover playing the Commanders 2 weeks ago. But the Bears' offense is struggling out there. I would like to see Ben Johnson try to rely on the run game here going for the next 3 downs. They've been doing bubble screens and whatnot, which, of course, as if you've been watching me at all, you know I hate that play with a passion. I've seen more bubble screens in the 2025 season than I think in the last 10 years combined. But offense needs to get the ball moving, and I think the best way to do that right now is on the ground. This running game has been excellent, and their numbers were not bad to start the game. They just have gotten away from the run. I think it's time to get back on it. Start pounding it forward. Pound it over that right side. We are back from the commercial, just getting ready to kick this thing away. Tyler Loop lined up. It is in the air. That will be fielded at the 15-yard line. This time by the returner. Who is that this time? That is Josh Blackwell again. And he will be taken down around the 34-yard line. Second return in a row for Blackwell. And there is another flag on this kick return. Let's see what this laundry is about. Ref's talking it over here. Taking an awful long time to talk it over. We have a personal foul, a low block, and of course it's going to be on the Bears. 15-yard penalty, and the penalty looks like be on Noah Sewell, according to the graphic there. But that is going to take a decent return that would have been at the 34 and take it back to the 19-yard line now, or thereabouts, because obviously the block may not have taken place where the play ended. We'll have to check. Ball is at the 17 of Chicago. Caleb in the shotgun, two tight ends, two wideouts. Swift lined up next to him. Odunze in motion. Looks to be a little confusion out there now. He's only got a couple of seconds to get the snap off. He does get it off, pitches it out to Swift, takes it up the right side, and that's going to be about a 5-yard gain on that. We'll call it almost 6 on that first down. 3:16, 3:15, 3:14 left to go in this third quarter. Bears do run it to start this series. Let's see what they do in order to continue. Hopefully get a couple more carries, and maybe you can get Caleb lined up off of some play action here. Yeah, DeAndre Swift only has 28 yards carrying right now. All right, second down and 5, they're calling it. Caleb is under center. He's got two wideouts to his right, two tight ends to his left. Sends a man in motion. Turns, hands it off to Swift again, who's going to have plenty of room, carries it up the middle, goes to the left side, and is going to be taken down out of bounds around the Chicago 35-yard line on a nice gain by DeAndre Swift. 229, 228, 227. Nice cutback by DeAndre. The play was basically bunched up where it was designed to go. He cuts it back to the left side and gets it up to the 35-yard line where this drive should have started to begin with. All right, Swift taking a breather. Manungai. No, not Manungai. DJ Moore is lined up in the backfield. Otherwise, we got two tight ends, two wide receivers. Turns, fakes the handoff to DJ. And then he gets a short throw out to DJ, who's going to have about 3 yards on that first down play. Second down incoming. DJ Moore playing more of the Deebo Samuel role. Again, not a fan. Second and 7. 145, 144, 143 left to go in this third quarter. I like to see the Bears operate with a little sense of urgency here. They were doing fairly decently when they were moving fast earlier in the game. Caleb 15 of 20 for 121. Turns, hands it off to DeAndre Swift, who is going to fall forward for 1 yard on that second down carry. Third down and 6 incoming. 121, 120, 119 left to go in this third quarter. Bears offense just looking anemic, not getting the push that they had generated last week, that's for sure. Last 2 weeks. But Caleb unable to get it done through the air too, so trips out to the right side. Swift lined up next to Caleb, who takes a shotgun snap. He's looking right, got time to throw, gets it out there. That's going to be complete to Rome Odunze, who's going to be brought down at the Baltimore 33-yard line after a nice throw by Caleb. Finds Rome Odunze on the right side, and that's going to be a gain of, let's call it 25. About 23 yards on the completion from Caleb to Rome. Finally, something positive to speak of in this second half offensively. 20 seconds left on the clock. Caleb under center. He's got two wideouts to his right, tight end to his left. Turns, hands it off to DeAndre Swift, who's going to be brought down in the backfield after about a 2-yard loss, and that will end the third quarter for the Bears. Bears trying to get something going here, but as usual, it is like pulling teeth. So, end of 3. Baltimore's leading 16-6. Bears will have the ball second down and 12 at roughly the Baltimore 37-yard line when we come back from commercial. See if we have any news updates here. Oh, that's not what I want. Defense forcing field goals has kept Bears in the game. Yes. Hot start in the first quarter, and Bears have gone completely cold. Luther Burden apparently went to the locker room with a red hat official, but I thought I just saw him back on the field, so he might be okay. Thought I just saw him on the last series. That tweet was 11 minutes ago. And then before that was Shamar Turner getting carted to the locker room. So hopefully Luther Burden's okay. Just waiting to come back from the break after the third quarter. Bears have the ball, 2nd and 12 at the Baltimore 37. All right, we're just about ready to get this fourth quarter underway. All right. This has been all Baltimore since the first quarter. Caleb takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Kyle Manungai, and he's going to take it up the middle for about 5-yard gain. Third down incoming. 14:50, 14:49, 14:48 left to go in this game. Bears down by 10, trying to put a touchdown on the board here, hoping to show some signs of life, like Miami is right now, leading 24-3 against Atlanta. Wow, never would have guessed that today. Bears with only 60 total offensive yards this half. 14:24, 14:23, 14:22. Bears not getting to the line with much time to operate. Caleb in the shotgun. Two wideouts on either side of him. He's got Swift lined up next to him. Takes the shotgun snap, is going to be immediately pressured, dumps it off to Swift, who's going to have a first down, pointing out some blockers for himself, and he brings it down to the 5-yard line where he will be stopped, and the Bears will have first and goal. DeAndre Swift getting it done. I think that was an intended screen pass. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the convoy got out there. Swift pointing them out. There we go. That's what we want to see. If you can't block them, screen them, right? Although they did try to run a couple of screen plays earlier in this game. It didn't work out as well as this one did. All right. First down and goal from about the 5, and it looks like the Ravens have a man down on the field right now. That is the cornerback Marlon Humphrey. I believe that is their number 1 DB, at least as far as the corners are concerned. The Bears will have it first and goal after the injury timeout. Try to spare you guys as many sound effects as possible. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. It is greatly appreciated. It does help out the channel very much. I am here for all the Bears games. There may be one in a few weeks here that I may have trouble being available to live stream for it, as the signal will not be available, as the Packers will be being broadcast in my area instead of the Bears. That could be an issue for me that particular week, but I will be doing what I can to try and avoid that issue. But otherwise, I will be here for all the Bears broadcasts. Fingers crossed that maybe we even get an extra one this year. That is fingers crossed. I'm not flipping you guys off. There we go. You can see that, right? But hopefully, yeah, maybe we can get an 18th game this year. That would be nice. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, the Bears are doing better than I expected to start off the year. To get this win would be amazing, even if it is against, a diminished Baltimore team. But hey, you play who you play when you play them. You can't control who's on the field. And the Bears are just as banged up as Baltimore is, if not more so right now. So a win is a win is a win. And if you can get yourself to 5-2 by the end of this game, that would be an excellent start. I mean, they say I think the first 5-game win streak since 2018. I don't know the first time they started or the last time they started 5-2 though. I don't think they did it in that 2018 season. I know they started a Cutler year like 7-2 one year, but I think that's going back to like 2010. We all know how that year ended. All right, ball just inside the 5. Caleb under center. He's got 2 tight ends, 2 wide outs. Swift behind him, hands it off to Swift, takes it up the right side, and he's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. Second and goal incoming. 13:37, 13:36, 35, 34 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears seem to be taking their sweet time now, getting these play calls together. Before they were getting to the line with like 20 seconds left to go. That is not the case anymore. All right, Caleb under center. They got their goal line offense in there. Turns, hands it off to Swift, who takes it up the left side, and he's going to be met in the backfield, and that will be at a minimum no gain, possibly a short loss on that second down carry. Third down and goal, 12:53, 52, 51 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears had it blocked up, but one guy got through, and unfortunately, that was the one that he had to make miss to make it work. And that did not happen. Third and goal. Caleb under center again. Looks like he's got trips to his left. Sends Loveland in motion. Turns, hands it off again to Swift, who's going to barrel forward. And it looks like this time he is going to have the touchdown. Let's see what the refs have to say. One ref called it a touchdown. The other one did not. But as it looks right now, this is going to be a Bears score. As it stands right now, the Ravens have a 4-point lead, 16-12, pending the extra point. That ball did indeed cross the plane just enough to give the Bears the 6. Excellent. Doing it on the back of DeAndre Swift. They were definitely running the ball more on that series. The big play was the screen play. The Bears have now pulled within 4. Let's see if they can tack on the extra point to make it a 3-point game. Yeah, he definitely got across. There's no question. All right, Cairo lined up for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick, up, good. Bears have now pulled within 3 with 12:22 left to go in this fourth quarter. See, it's not all gloom and doom around here, just sometimes. Bears pulling within 3, and now the defense, who have been holding stout, have only allowed field goals on the previous drives. So hopefully they can get a complete stop. That would be excellent. At the very least, hold to a field goal, and the Bears would be able to take a lead with a touchdown either way. So fingers crossed. And while we're at it, let's go take a P for the D. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Bears pulled within 3. Let's see what we have here. Any updates? Nothing special that I see here. All right, Bears ready to kick this one away. And it is up. That will be taken in around the 5-yard line. Returned up the right side, crossing the 35 to the 40, and out of bounds around the 45-yard line is Mitchell Keaton, the third running back for the Ravens. And that is where the Ravens will take over with a bit of a short field now. As once again I mentioned earlier this game, the Bears special teams kick coverage units are just not very good. Bears have forced no turnovers so far today. One would go a long way right about now, gentlemen. Ball is at the 44-yard line of Baltimore. Huntley under center. He's got Derrick Henry lined up behind him, turns and hands it off to Henry, who's going to bring it up the middle and gain about 3, maybe 4 yards on that first down carry. 12:08, 12:07, 12:06 left to go in this fourth quarter. Ravens leading by 3 after the Bears scored touchdown on their last drive. Cut away to Houston, who is leading San Francisco and just extended that lead to 23-7 in the third quarter. Huntley lined up in the shotgun. He's got wideouts to either side, 2 tight ends in there. Justice Hill lined up next to him. Zay Flowers is coming around, gets the ball on the end around, is going to carry it, have enough for a first down on that second down carry, and that will move the chains into Bears territory. Zay Flowers does not have the receptions he was getting in the first half, but now he's getting a little attention on the ground here in the Ravens run game. Making a few guys missed until ultimately Jaquan Brisker brought him down. 11:05, 11:04, 11:03, ball at the 44-yard line, first and 10. I formation, pitch it out to, looks to be Keaton on this carry, and he's going to have about 4 yards on that first down carry on the pitch out of the I formation. And we appear to have a Bear injured on that play. I think that might be great. Nope, it's Jervon Dexter, who is in pain. They're going to have to get the trainers on the field for him, and that will be a timeout on the field. Yeah. Of course, all you Soldier Field attendees, there's a timeout. Where? On the field. Oh. Hoping the Bears defense can get a stop here, or at the very least hold them to 3. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's get this done. Just waiting come back from the injury timeout after Jervon Dexter went down. I'll tell you, as fast as this game was moving by, it is starting to slow down again. The first 28 minutes of clock time just ticked off so fast, and then the last 2 minutes of the first half took forever. The third quarter went by in a flash, and now here we are kinda stagnating in the fourth quarter here with a couple of timeouts and injuries and whatnot going on here. Anyways, how's your guys' football Sunday going? Mine is going about the same as they've all been going. Bears offense stagnating in the red zone, not coming away with all the points you'd like to see them coming away with, but they are still in position to come away with a sneaky W on the road here. Trevon Dexter, 6'6". That's a big man on a defensive line. All right, Huntley in the shotgun. He's got a trips to his left. Sends Flowers in motion, hands the ball off. That is Derrick Henry. He's going to take it up the middle for a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards, and that is going to bring up third down, 10-27, 10-26, 10-25 left to go in this fourth quarter. Derrick Henry coming up from the pile, limping a little bit there. Ben Johnson looking impatient. It is third down and 5. Ben Johnson hoping his defense can get off the field, but I guarantee you John Harbaugh is going to do everything he can to keep his offense on the field. Third down and 5. Huntley is in the shotgun. He's got 3 wideouts. He takes the shotgun snap. He's looking left, gets it out over the middle, and that was almost intercepted. Oh, man, Kevin Byard almost came away with another one. Oh, that was close. Fourth down and 5 incoming. Clock stopped at 9:55. Let's see that one again. Kevin Byard. It was tipped at the line by TJ Edwards. Or was that Tremaine? Yeah, that's TJ Edwards, right? And then Kevin Byard, tried to get a hand on. Nashawn Wright would have had a shot at it too, possibly. So we've been looking for that turnover, but they couldn't get it. And there's now a lineman down that is the left tackle, I believe. No, that's not left tackle. Yes, that's Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle for the Ravens. He is now down, and he looks to be in some severe pain, and we have another injury timeout. But it is going to be fourth down and 5 when we come back, and the Ravens will not have their left tackle on the field to execute that fourth down play. So it'll be interesting to see what they dial up. I believe they're close enough to just kick a field goal, which would make it a 6-point game. But something tells me John Harbaugh is not going to settle for that. He is going to try to move these chains and keep the ball and try to score a touchdown or at least run more time off the clock. But fourth down and 5 incoming. This is where these moments get interesting, to say the least. Bears provided a couple of cardiac moments towards the end of that game last week for sure, too. But they got it done. And they're still in striking distance here. Defense just needs to hold, no matter what the Ravens decide to do here. I believe this is the premier national game on right now. I know as far as CBS is concerned, they only have 2 other games on right now. The Miami-Atlanta game is only being shown in the Southeast. And then what is it? The Jets and the Bengals, I believe. They're only being shown in the Northeast and a small slice of Ohio. They're not even being shown in all of Ohio, which is kind of crazy. But otherwise, this game is the national game right now. And I think Fox has, 2 early games right now? Not even sure what they are. Take a look. Well, of course, the thing, it just says football action from all around the league. All right, we are back from the break. 9:55 left in this fourth quarter. It is fourth down and five. Ravens have a 3-point lead, 16-13. And let's see what John Harbaugh is keeping his offense on the field for this fourth down and five. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got a bunch out to his right. And again, no starting left tackle on this play. Changing the play, 10 seconds left on the play clock. Looks like they're trying to draw the Bears off sides. And if the Bears are smart, they will not fall for that. And this is going to go to the double zeros on the play clock. And they're going to throw a flag for delay of game. I guess the Ravens are okay with punting this. I find that to be an interesting decision there. Where was that ball? I wasn't paying attention to where the ball was placed, but that's an interesting decision. Jordan Stout out here. I think this is his first punt of the game now. 9:55 still left to go. Yeah, that ball was on the 39-yard line. They could have kicked a field goal there if they wanted to. Jeez. Interesting decision by Baltimore. 9:55, fourth and 10, punt is away. And that is fielded by Baltimore at the 3-yard line. So that's going to be excellent defensive field position for Baltimore, terrible field position for the Bears. I still question what the decision was and what the strategy was on that fourth and five and not going for it. I think that they had a chance of getting it the way they've been playing against the Bears, or possibly even just kicking a field goal and scoring right there. But hey, Bears ball, 3-yard line, 9:48 to go, down three. You got all kinds of time to work with, so there is no rush. Just move the ball steadily down the field. Run, run, run the ball steadily down the field. All right, I formation. And looks like the Bears are going to get called with a false start here right out of the gate. It is indeed what happens. Who's that called on? Joe Tooney getting a false start. The longtime veteran being the flincher on that play. I didn't even see him move. I don't know. I didn't even see him move. It took the refs a long time to throw that flag. 5 Ravens were pointing before the ref threw the flag. That'll back them up a yard and a half. They're calling it 1st and 12 now. Bears with 9 penalties for 69 yards. Bears in an I formation. Got 2 tight ends. Well, 3 tight ends in there. Caleb turns, hands it off. And that's going to be Monungai for maybe a yard on that play. Was that Monungai? Yes, it was. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. I believe they're going to call that a 3-yard gain. That didn't look like he gained that much on that play, but Monungai does have the habit of falling forward. So 9:26, 9:25, 9:24 left to go in this fourth quarter. 2nd down and 9. Bears down by 3, needing to drive the field. Ball at the 4-yard line. Colson Loveland in motion. Caleb under center. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Plenty of time to throw. Throws it over the middle. And that's going to get intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Intercepted by Nate Wiggins. Caleb Williams never saw him cutting across the field. Cuts off the throw. And the Ravens are going to have the ball inside the 10. Caleb has not thrown a pick that bad yet this year, and that was a bad one. See that one again. Wiggins just undercutting the route. Ball slightly behind Odunze. Had the ball been out in front, would not have been an issue, but the placement was bad. DB able to get underneath it and pick it off. Nine minutes to go. First turnover of the game by either team. And the Ravens are in business at the Bears' 9-yard line. I formation, 2 tight ends. Turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry. who's going to be brought down immediately. No, he's going to be brought down for a yard loss. That will bring up second and goal. 8:48, 8:47, 8:46 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears still down by 3. Caleb just turning it over inside the 10-yard line. Ravens are in business. Bears defense desperately needing to come up with a stop now. Holding the Ravens to 3 here is absolutely huge. Strong eye formation. Turns, hands it, fakes the handoff. Pitching it out to the left, that is going to be Mark Andrews, who's just going to walk into the end zone. And the Ravens are back out to a 9-point lead. With 8:13 left to go. Defense can only do so much. When you're putting inside the 10, they've been doing so well holding them in this second half. And then Caleb just puts them behind the 8 ball, unfortunately. That touchdown right there is on Caleb. He might as well have thrown a pick 6. That's exactly what the result was. Snap, spot, the kick is through, and the Ravens now have a 10-point lead, 23-13, with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Bad throw. Had it been out in front, it would have been contested, but it probably wouldn't have been intercepted at all. But because it was behind the receiver, didn't have a chance. 23-13. Ravens leading it. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share. And I imagine that the closer this gets to the game end with the Bears losing, that there will be more of you checking in on me. And you guys like to watch my misery. Seems to be when you guys are most interested in seeing how I feel. There he is. Yep, there's Joel. I know you're checking in to see how I'm doing. It ain't over yet. But let's say I wasn't planning on them winning this game in the first place, but with all the injuries on both sides of both teams, I figured that the teams would be fairly evenly matched today. And it hasn't been too crazy out of hand one way or the other, but the Bears looked great in the first quarter, and it's been pretty much downhill ever since. It did have the one good drive where they scored a touchdown on. It was all on the back of DeAndre Swift. Just waiting to come back from the break after the Baltimore score. Caleb will take over once again and try to get it together here. CBS running extra commercials for all the shows that I won't be watching. Oh, that's what's going on. I'm like, what the heck? Anyways, we are back 23-13. Yeah, Dolphins definitely beating up on those Falcons. That was quite the shocker to see. I don't think that game's over yet, but the last I saw, they were up, 24-3? Kick is away. It is a dirty ball taken in at the 5. This is Blackwell again on a return at the be taken down at the 20. That is 3 times that Blackwell has returned the kicks today. I think that is 3 times too many. LOL Bears. Hopefully I don't have to delete this later. Damn, 31-3? Hell no. Smashing them. That's crazy. The heck's wrong with the Falcons today? Did Kirk Cousins made the start today, right? Maybe that's what's wrong with the Falcons today. Kirk Cousins hasn't played in like 2 years. All right, the Bears with another possession. 8:09 left on the clock. Ball at the 22-yard line. Caleb in the shotgun. Two wideouts to the left, one to the right. Takes the shotgun snap. He's looking to his right, feeling a little bit of pressure, rolling out to his right, looking for somebody. Can't find anybody. Gets rid of it, and that's just going to go ahead and go out of bounds. And it will be second down incoming. Unable to find anybody downfield. 7:59 left on the clock. Cut away to Buffalo, which is smashing the Panthers here. 40-3 according to that graphic. I'm sure they still have to put an extra point on. All right. Second down and 10, 7:59 left on the clock. 23-13. The Ravens have the lead. Caleb in the shotgun, two wideouts to his left, one to his right. Swift lined up next to him. Takes a shotgun snap. He's looking left, throws it left, and that is going to be over the head and behind DJ Moore, who takes a shot at the end of that as well. Third down and 10 incoming. Well, you don't like the Bills? They don't have a great team. They have Josh Allen is what they have. And I do like watching Josh Allen play. Damn, I hate them more than the Bears. Damn, that's rough. You should say hate like that for like the 49ers, I would think, Joel. But damn, that's rough. I just think the Bills are definitely a one-man team. But anyways, third and 10, Caleb takes a shot, or he's in the shotgun, takes a snap. He is surveying, throwing a ball over to the right side. That's going to get complete to Roma Dunze, but he is going to be stopped about a yard and a half shy of the sticks. And that is going to bring up fourth down. But I think we are at a point in the game where the Bears are going to have to go for it. Roma Dunze, honestly, when you look at it, he may have lunged forward for that just at the right time. He took a couple of hits there. But yeah, he went forward, not a bound. They did give him the first down on that. Very nice, Roma Dunze. Leaning forward for it. 7:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. Bears still down 10 points. Ball is at the 32-yard line of Chicago. And now it looks like we have some sort of timeout. Now it looks like there's some confusion in moving the sticks or something here. I'm not sure what's going on, but there is a brief stoppage in play. But yeah, the Bills were actually my AFC team growing up. I grew up cheering for those 4 straight Super Bowl losing Buffalo Bills teams because my Bears weren't doing nothing when I was a kid. After the 85 Bears, it's pretty much all downhill for the next 40 years. So literally. Anyways, Caleb in the shotgun, two wideouts to his left, one to his right. Takes a snap, looking right, gets it out to Zacchaeus, who gets absolutely lit up on that catch. Ravens are trying to say they knocked it out and came up with it. I am not so sure about that. If I had to guess, this is going to be about a 4 or 5 yard gain for Zacchaeus. If it was a fumble, I think he may have come up with it. Oh, this is going to be an ugly one. Up. The Bears were getting ready to snap the ball, and it looks like the Ravens want to challenge this. I'm thinking based on the look there, if you're challenging this, there's a possibility they may just call that was an incomplete pass. I don't think the Ravens are going to get this ball either way. Anyways, second down and 6, 7:05 left to go, and the Ravens are challenging. They want to say that they got this ball. It definitely came out. However, right there, I would argue that Zacchaeus got possession again. And somebody should have been throwing a flag because that was a helmet-to-helmet shot by Humphrey on that. So regardless, the Bears should be keeping this ball no matter what. Obviously, you can't throw a flag on challenge or a review or something like that. Not for something like that, anyways. It would have to be something like illegal forward pass or something. But anyways, Baltimore challenging that play. They're going to argue that they recovered a fumble. I would argue that it was an incomplete pass. Did he make a football move? I would say he didn't. But if he did, the ball came out. It looks like he recovered it immediately. Either way, that should be Bears ball. And if it does go to the Ravens, it's only because of the helmet-to-helmet shot by Humphrey. They're showing it 100 times. Buffalo 40, Carolina 9. Houston 26, San Francisco 15. Miami 34, Atlanta 3. Cincinnati 37. The Jets cannot get a win. 24. New England 30. Cleveland 13. Drake May cooking. Philadelphia 31. Giants 13. So maybe Philadelphia's past the existential drama for the year, huh? After review, the ruling of a completed pass and a fumble stands, but the Bears keep the ball. So the call just stands as it was on the field. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. 7:05 left on the clock. Baltimore up by 10. Bears desperately needing the touchdown. It's slowed down the play so much, I don't even remember where the Bears are on the field right now. Ball at their own 36-yard line. Caleb takes a shotgun snap, rolls out to his left, throws back, rolls out to his right, throws back left. He completes it to DJ Moore, who's going to be brought down right at midfield for the Bears' first down. 6:54, 6:53, 6:52 left to go in this fourth quarter. All right, I better stop snacking and get on this action here. All right, Caleb in the shotgun. He's got 2 wideouts to his left, 1 to his right. Colson Loveland lined up at tight end, and DeAndre Swift is lined up next to him. Throws it out over the middle. That's going to be caught by Colston Loveland, and that will be another Bears first down after about a 10-yard gain, maybe 11. 6:23, 6:22, 6:21 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears down by 10, starting to drive a little bit now, have crossed into Ravens territory right around the 35-yard line. Caleb in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left. DeAndre Swift lined up next to him. 6:01 left to go. Takes the shotgun snap. Looking, surveying, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete, I believe. No, they're going to call it complete to Zacchaeus, who's going to come up limping a little bit. 5:47, 5:46, 5:45 left to go in this fourth quarter. 2nd down and 5 incoming. Does look like Zacchaeus came down with that and managed to hang on to it. Bears had to sub Zacchaeus out, so refs holding up play. Bears wishing they could run some tempo here, but unfortunately subbing Zacchaeus. Oh no, Zacchaeus still in there. All right, Caleb evading pressure, rolling out to his right. Has nowhere to go with it. Tries to fire it out there. He throws it to Odunze, but is unable to come down with it. And 3rd and 5 is incoming. And now Odunze is slow to get up down there. He does eventually, though. 5:16 left to go in this game. Caleb firing it out there, but really not giving. I guess he did give Odunze a chance to get it. He just couldn't hang on to it, unfortunately. 3rd and 5, 5:16 left to go. Bears still down by 10. Ball at the 40, 35, 30. I don't know where the hell it is. It's at the 30-yard line. Caleb takes a shotgun snap. Fires it, raining it out to the end zone, and that's going to be way too deep for Devin Duvernay, who is running a deep route out there. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 with 5:10 left to go. There was no chance of that being completed. I don't know who Caleb was throwing that to. I mean, that was more or less a throwaway. I suppose it landed right on the back line there. All right, they're going to bring in Santos for a 50, what is it, 48 yarder? 47-yard attempt for Cairo Santos. 5:10 remaining. The snap, the spot, the kick is up, and that is just barely good inside the left upright. 23-16, Bears cut the lead back down to 7 with 5:06 remaining. Bears have all 3 of their timeouts, the Ravens with 2 of theirs. And still enough time and should be enough to work with here, but the defense definitely needs to come up with a stop. No more putting points on the board right now for this Baltimore offense. Got white cheddar all over my fingers. Fucking snacking all day here. All right, 23-16 Bears losing. Yeah, can't say 23-16 Bears. It's 23-16 Ravens. Bears are losing, down by 7. 5:06 left to go, fourth quarter. Bears have all 3 of their timeouts. Ravens only have 2. Cairo Santos getting ready to kick it away. Ben Johnson looking about as happy as he ever does on the sideline. Feeling about as happy as I do right now, but I'm trying to remain optimistic here. Santos gets the kick away. That will be fielded right at the goal line. Brought up the left side, out to the 20, the 25, crossing the 30, and brought down right at the 34-yard line, where Baltimore will take over with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tyler Huntley getting ready to lead his team back out onto the field. Of course, playing in place of the injured Lamar Jackson. I hate to see what this game might have looked like if Lamar was playing today, because it has not been pretty with Huntley in there. Granted, Huntley has experience running this Baltimore offense. I feel like Lamar would probably be destroying him right now if he was healthy. All right, Tyler Huntley is in the shotgun, 2 wideouts to his right, fakes the handoff to Henry, throws it out to the right. That's going to be Zay Flowers, who's going to have about a 6-yard gain on first down, carrying it just across the 40-yard line. 450, 449, 448, 447 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears down by 7, needing a stop. Ravens hoping to ice out this game right now. They're going to take all the time they can on every single down. 2nd and 4 now. John Harbaugh looks upset about something on the sideline, but hey, that's the natural state of an NFL head coach. Huntley in the shotgun, 2 wideouts to his right, 1 to his left. Henry lined up next to him, sends Zay Flowers in motion, takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Henry, runs it up the right side, and he's going to be brought down, but not before getting a first down. 4:08, 4:07, 4:06 left to go in this fourth quarter. Bears still with all 3 timeouts, and pretty soon they're going to have to start burning them. Ravens getting dangerously close to field goal range already here, as it does not take much these days. Derrick Henry not exactly tearing them up. He's only got 68 yards on the ground, but it's enough. Touchdown difference in the game, and Derrick does have one. All right, Huntley in the shotgun yet again. Ball is at the 44-yard line of Baltimore. Hands it off, and that's going to be brought up the middle for about a gain of 2. And I believe that is Derrick Henry once again. No, this time it was Justice Hill on the carry. 2nd down incoming, and the Bears will use their first timeout now with 3:26 remaining in this game. Nobody had this game circled as a W on the schedule, that's for sure, going into the year. Of course, nobody expected Lamar to not be playing. But Bears still within 7, attempting to hold their own here. 3:28 left to go. Second down and 8. Ravens needing this game to keep their season alive. Bears wanting this game to prove that they're somewhat legitimate in this league. Huntley takes the shotgun snap, turns, hands it off to Derrick Henry, who is going to be stopped after about a 1-yard gain. That will bring up third down. Bears will use their second timeout, stopping the clock with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in this game. So that'll bring up about third down and 7. Bears desperately needing to get the stop here. If they do, they'll get the ball back with some time, a 2-minute warning. If they do not, it is only going to be about 1 or 2 more first downs for the Ravens to ice out this game. So third down and 7. It all comes down to a big stop here. Being third and long, hopefully the Ravens are foolish enough to attempt to throw it on third down, as an incompletion would stop the clock for the Bears. All right, ball is at the 48-yard line of Baltimore. Huntley in the shotgun. He's got trips out to his right. Man lined up next to him is Justice Hill. He takes the shotgun snap. Bears are bringing pressure, and that's going to be completed out to the left side. That is DeAndre Hopkins out there with his first target and catch of the game. And he is going to be pushed out of bounds. 3:18 left to go in the game. Oh, there was a face mask. He grabbed Nashawn right by the face mask and pulled him out of the way. Oh, my God. Oh, dude. Offensive pass interference with a face mask, and that's what ices the game for the Ravens. Horse shit, dude. My God. There's still time and opportunity here, but dude, this game is essentially over. Wow. Justice Hill, or no, that's Keaton's taking it up the right side. He's got another first down now. Mitchell Keaton Mitchell, whatever the hell his name is. I got it written down as Mitchell Keaton. But DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, show that again. No, they're not showing it again. DeAndre Hopkins gets away with a face mask and an offensive pass interference to ice the game. What bullshit. Well, Bears still have one timeout. It's 3:12 left to go. Ravens have first and 10 on their own 25-yard line. There is a flag on the snap. I'm going to assume that the Bears were offsides, but after about an 8-yard gain, we will check the flag. Bears were indeed offsides. 3:06 left to go. Oh boy. Yep, that first down by DeAndre Hopkins is pretty much the dagger, as you can see that the life has been sucked out of this Bears defense since that play. First down and 5 now after the penalty. Bears dominated the first quarter. It's been all Ravens since. 23-16 ball at the 20-yard line. First and 5, 3:06 left to play. Takes a shotgun snap, hands it off. This is going to be Justice Hill. Or no, that's Mitchell again. Up the left side for about a 2-yard gain. Here now they're going back to the DeAndre Swift play. He face masked and pass interfered. So at least the broadcast caught it. Show it again. There it is. Yep. Right in front of the ref. Doesn't even see it. Bears using their final timeout. Second down and 3. 3:02 left to go in this game. Anyways, some sort of flag here happening on this snap. Let's see what this is getting called for. Encroachment on the Bears. Now the Bears are just frustrated. That's going to give the Ravens a first down, and that effectively ends the game. Ultimately, it's the undisciplined Bears that caused them to lose their first game in 6 weeks here. But several penalties going against them. An interception in your own red zone by Caleb. Here, Huntley is just going to carry it himself, and he will have about 10 yards on that carry, bringing it down inside, about the 2-yard line where the Ravens will have first and goal. But again, several drive-killing penalties for the Bears. Undisciplined in general. You had Caleb turning it over inside their own red zone, which led directly to a Ravens touchdown. And the Bears were just not equipped to win this game. I will be upset about that penalty that was not called on DeAndre Hopkins. He had one catch on the game, and of course, he needs a face mask to get away with it. But it is what it is. Henry gets the handoff, bounces off the line, but then gets a second chance at it and brings it in for a touchdown. And the Ravens will score, making this a 13-point game and making this game look more like it should in the final score, because it really has not been pretty for these Bears for 3 quarters now. But that puts Derrick Henry on the board again, and the Bears are now essentially being blown out. They're down by 13, pending the extra points. Bears really had a chance all game in this game, but due to the fact that they could not put touchdowns on the board, they really never truly had a chance, even though they were ultimately in it the entire game. That makes it a 14-point game, 30-16. Baltimore with the lead, 2:09 remaining. And I will remain here with you until the final gun. I'm not going to like it, but I'll do it. Tyler Huntley coming in relief for the injured Lamar Jackson, ultimately getting the victory. Bears unable to get a takeaway, too. That is one of the biggest keys to their victories over the last 4 weeks, was the takeaways, and they did not get any today. 15 over 4 games and 0 today. Yeah, kick is away. Will be taken in for a touchback. Bears will take over at the 35. Of course, the Ravens are all smiles and sunshine on their sidelines now. The Bears are all gloom and doom at this point, which is well deserved. On the bright side, Bears do have some winnable games coming up. They get a rematch against Minnesota. And on November 23rd, the rematch, well, not the rematch, but the return of Aaron Rodgers to Soldier Field, him and his Pittsburgh Steelers. Say, hopefully they beat the Packers tonight, but then after that, Rodgers can go away. Caleb with a nice pass over the middle to Roma Dunze, about 15-yard, 20-yard gain. Much too little, too late. That will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Oh yeah, post games are already starting, so might as well run my own little post game right now. How about that? Oh, let's take a look at the more or less final stats here. Obviously, they're still playing, but right now Caleb is 23 of 33, 69.7% completion. But of course, the interception giant killer took a bad sack, had two what's it called, intentional grounding penalties against him as well, so that doesn't help. The rushing attack finished with 22 carries for 96 yards. 11 of those went to Swift for 45 and a touchdown. And Monungai had 7 for 24. Caleb had 2 for 24. DJ Moore 2 for 3. Receiving Roma Dunze 7 for a buck 14, got targeted 10 times. Colston had 3 for 38. Zacchaeus 7 catches for only 33 yards. He's definitely a security blanket for Caleb. DJ had 3 for 31. Swift had 2 for 26. And Luther had 1 for -1. Was it a pair of sacks? One by Sweat and one by Javon Dexter. Well, yeah. 2 sacks. Javon Dexter had 2 tackles for loss, including the sack. Cairo Santos is 3 of 4. Of course, that was that silly attempt at the end of the first half. That was just crazy. And for some reason, Blackwell has returned just as many kicks as Duvernay, but is half the yardage. All right, we're back from the 2-minute warning here. Or it was an awfully long break for the 2-minute warning, that's for sure. But not pretty for the Bears today. They're just trying to make this end score look better than it actually was. Caleb in the shotgun, 3 wideouts, 1 tight end. Monungai lined up next to him, takes a snap, looking left, throws it, and that was more targeted to the DB than it was to Devin Duvernay. 2nd down and 10 incoming. 1:56 left to go in the game. Ben Johnson just wants Caleb to do something positive out here. Caleb in the shotgun, drops back, looking over the middle, under pressure, tries to fire it out there, and that's going to be caught by DJ Moore on an ugly pass by Caleb, and he'll bring that down inside the 5 where he'll be taken down. Clock still ticking, 141, 140, 139. Caleb took a massive hit on the play as well. He's rushing down there trying to get something going. All this is going to do is make it look good for the Bears. But that was a broken play. Managed to get the ball down there to DJ Moore. Kind of tipped it to himself. Ball is at the 3-yard line. Caleb in the shotgun again. He's got 3 wideouts and a tight end. Monungai next to him. Throws it out to the right for Colston Loveland, and that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 3 incoming with 1:14 left to go in the game. Ravens, of course, up by 2 touchdowns right now. So Bears would need a miracle. They'd have to score, get the onside kick, and score again to even have a chance. Williams absolutely getting destroyed out here. Jeez. Looks like he came up holding his left wrist after that one. All right. 2nd and goal from the 3. Caleb in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to his left, 1 to his right. Takes a snap. He's looking to his left. Fires it in there for DJ Moore, but that's going to be stopped short. It's going to be, that's Devin Duvernay. It's going to be at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal incoming. Caleb under center. It looks like he's going to try to sneak it, and he goes out to the left. It looked like he might have pushed his way in there. Nope, they're going to call him short. 52, 51, 50 seconds left. Fourth and goal incoming. I thought Caleb might have been able to get in there, but apparently that was not the case. It is going to be fourth and goal. The clock just keeps ticking. The Bears are running out of all kinds of time here. I mean, they don't really have a chance, anyways, but the Ravens defensive line upset that they didn't get a false start call. And Caleb throws it incomplete for DJ Moore out the back of the end zone. And the Bears have an absolute debacle to close out this game, man. Boy, is that just ugly. 24 seconds left. Baltimore is just going to take a knee to close out this game. And that is it. I have had enough of this game. Thank you for those of you who have joined me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. I am Outski, and I may or may not see you again later this evening. We'll see how that goes. Have a good one, everybody. Deuces.